In the late 2000s, early 2010s, there was arguably a noticeable decline in the interest in animation as well as writing. At the same time, Hasbro was looking to revamp their famous girls franchise, My Little Pony. This would be the fourth iteration since the 80s. So they hired Lauren Faust to helm the television show, which would ultimately steer the direction of the toy line. Being one of the co-creators of the Powerpuff Girls, another show that ended up having cross-gender appeal, Faust wanted to take the series in a new direction away from boys and tea parties. So she renamed and redesigned a couple of the characters and created a setting which she called Equestria. It was this idea for this setting that gave MOP one of its big successes that wasn't required or expected of it: world building and lore. Faust wanted to also make sure that each of the 6 main characters she either redesigned, renamed, or created herself had their own distinguished personality and weren't just typical girl show characters. Okay, maybe one of them was. The show also had a goal and a theme, that being friendship, hence the subtitle, Friendship is Magic. And in this world, friendship wouldn't just be a concept of camaraderie, it would be a force of power, much like light and darkness are forces of power in the Kingdom Hearts franchise. So the series launched with a 2-part episode on the newly formed Hub Network. At first, the show just had its target audience. Then 4chan found out about it. And right away, the users of 4chan noticed that the show was going beyond what was required of it. It had distinct characters. It had world building and lore. For a cartoon made in Flash, the animation was superb. And so an ironic fandom formed on 4chan. That ironic fandom produced memes that advertised the show online. And then suddenly, that ironic fandom became an unironic fandom. And before you know it, the show was garnering attention and viewership the showrunners never intended. So to capitalize on this older demographic and meme culture, they contacted John Delancey, a veteran Star Trek actor who played a godlike being who could alter reality itself.
He's back! I'm forgiven! My brothers and sisters of the Continuum have taken me back. I'm immortal again! Omnipotent again! Swell. Don't fret, Riker. My good fortune is your good fortune.
I don't need your fantasy women.
Oh, you're so stolid. You weren't like that before the beard. Very well.
And was very mischievous to voice essentially the same character.
Discord's turned our dirt roads into salt! Stop it, Discord. You're not playing fair.
I'm not playing fair? Oh, my stomach!
For the show's second overly epic Part 2 opener. From that point on, this unexpected fandom became cemented and got big enough to the point where they actually held big conventions in some of the largest convention centers in the country. And even after Lauren Faust herself departed from the show kept strong for 9 seasons, with of course notable decline. But were it not for this brony phenomenon, the show probably wouldn't have lasted 9 seasons, or gotten a full-blown motion picture in theaters, something most cartoons never get anymore. Today, a decade later, the brony fandom still exists, but its online presence has gotten a lot smaller and a lot more divided, especially with the latest iteration of My Little Pony that although supposedly shares continuity with the 4th generation, has a different animation style and characters. And many veteran bronies feel that the show is too reflective of modern day, with on-the-nose political messaging. I have not seen this iteration, so this is of course debatable. So some of the fandom continues with this new and latest iteration, while the others just focus and remember fondly of Friendship is Magic, at least the early seasons. Many still are creating their own content based off G4. Friendship is magic. MLP also has its own board and community on 4chan. Lastly, my username Dash Attack is a reference to a character from the show. Even though I've moved on to other things, I've kept the handle. I believe the fact that the Brony fandom happened at all and got so big is a testament to the quality and effort put into by the showrunners, the actors, and the writers. The show also had a lot of positive messages about how to deal with social problems that I think a lot of adults could use in this day and age, believe it or not. Sadly, the show began and was created in a much happier time than today. And so I don't think anything like this can really happen again, at least for some time. But I do think the fact that it did happen was a very positive thing, and it brought people together and it inspired a lot of people, believe it or not. It was definitely something to witness. Anyways, thank you all for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe and keep a lookout for more of my content. See ya.